There is a state of emergency and the Rivers leadership have been suspended. Is this constitutional? That's what we want to discuss today in this episode. B. Tracy, here is the fire that is already going on and we all know it. In fact, I'm so interested in this case that I can't wait. I was in Kaduna. So somebody called me and said, Baba, come to the studio. Let's discuss this legally hot take. What do you think about the situation? Is the situation at Rivers State warrant any form of, state of emergency? Do the president have the right to say, Mr. Governor, step out of office, Mr. Vice Governor, step out of office, the House of Assembly, you guys are no longer active? Is that anyway considered? What is happening? Give us the backstory. What is happening? What led to all of this nonsense and how can we move forward from here?
So it started since the 2023 elections.
Wow.
Governor Fubara became governor of Rivers State.
Okay.
And the House of Assembly too, they had their members, they went in and everything.
Okay.
But we all know that there's a bickering between Governor Fubara of Rivers State and former Governor Wike, who is now
the Minister of
Federal
FCT.
Republic. Yeah, who is now the Minister of FCT. So now they have this back and forth because he's supposed to be a political godfather to the guy, and the guy is going against his godfatherhood. So that was a constant battle, left, right, and center every now and then. And different things have happened.
So this is a problem of godfatherism at scale.
At the highest of the highest. And Wike is the kind of person that is not hiding it. He's not pretending like that's not the case. He's making this guy. I saw a video where he was saying, did he ever deny having a hand in the matter and everything like that? So he is that obvious. So what happens is that because of this stuff, the people in the house are moving to impeach the governor.
Okay. Now
And
it gets interesting.
Now that the governor knows that they're trying to impeach him, he has been doing different things to prevent that. For instance, can you believe that a governor really went to demolish the House of Assembly building
In Nigeria?
in Rivers State?
Interesting.
He went to demolish the House of Assembly building.
Where was I? Was I living under the rock?
Demolish? I think that was 40 months ago or thereabout. Demolish the building
So that the house will not be able to sit.
pass. So then he selected like 5 members, like bringing them to, like saying that these are people that will be the legislative arm. This is completely like unconstitutional, completely wrong.
I don't need to read any part of the constitution to know that this is
totally unacceptable and everything.
Okay.
This is like an executive overreach to the highest order. So the matter was taken to court, and then court decided that everything he did was unconstitutional and it should reinstate the remaining house members and everything.
Yeah.
So that was the last. I think that was the last point and everything. So now these people are going to start sitting again, and they are still trying to motion for impeachment. Can you believe that these people have not passed any budget from this guy
For 2 years.
for the past 2 since he got into the governance? So that means the people of Rivers are technically stagnated at this point,
Based on this drama.
This problem of I no agree for people in the house no agree for me. It has really stagnated the state.
I think I warned against Nigeria having this kind of situation at the federal level during the
2023 election. The presidential
I
election.
remember I made videos about it that I was saying that many of the people that are arguing for obedience, that they want to vote to Obi, that do they do the math? That are they doing the math for how many people are going to constitute the Senate?
From Labour Party.
From Labour Party. How many people are going to come from APC? How many people are going to come from PDP? And now, ordinary Buhari against Saraki from the same party.
Exactly.
They are not in tandem, and all of a sudden we did not pass budget for a whole year or something like that.
Exactly.
Now imagine that someone from what's it called, Labour Party, now want to pass budget in a house that he doesn't have even 5 members.
That is APC.
That is APC.
That is an house of APC and PDP. Like five Labour Party members.
So technically, this is what we'll be having at the federal level. This is kind of chaos we'll be having.
Kind of chaos.
Maybe Nigeria will have been in a state of emergency globally, nationally now.
Like there would have been a total like stagnation and display of different kind. We see different drama.
I cannot agree less. That is, if anyone has an iota of thinking, you have your thinking cover, you know that this will have been the case at the federal level right now. If we had President to be emerged.
Exactly.
So let's stay on this topic.
Now, It has escalated so much that yesterday there was a pipeline bombing in Rivers State. And you know that pipeline bombing is like you are touching the national jewel.
Exactly.
That's like going too far. That has shown that the state has become ungovernable, like the civil unrest and everything like that. Is enough. I think that should qualify as enough. Some people we want more things to happen.
No, we can't ask for more. And the funny thing about pipelines is that they are well connected. So if one bombs or blow up, it may affect many other channels.
Huge cost to Nigeria. Every time that a pipeline is being bombed, it's always a huge cost to Nigeria.
Exactly.
So some people might think that there are other options. Of course, there might be other options, but one of those options is state of emergency by the sitting president, and that was what he proclaimed yesterday. Now, note, it's a proclamation, of course, because it needs to be approved by the Senate. I don't think many people know that. They think that automatically now that
the president has declared state of emergency.
But I think
the Constitution provides that. What about the
Section 305 of the Constitution is where we have the state of emergency laws. The editor might put that section on screen
so that people
can read it like as we speak. So now the president has gone through that. I think what is needed now is the Senate and everything, and that one is going to be there because that's one of the beauty of having a majority, same party majority who are aligned in values.
Okay. So that many things can work smoothly.
Things will work smoothly. You cannot expect that.
That's why I always tell the Obedient people that they are going to learn. And what they will learn is that structure is very important in politics.
Exactly.
That if a party doesn't have structure, it will not be able to deliver on their mandate. It's not about we like this candidate. He has a good grammar and he has whatever. He's amazing or he's not amazing. It's about the fact that if the party doesn't have structure, they will not be able to even deliver on their mandate. The 4 years will be a wasted year.
It's a waste of time. Imagine that even within APC, we have the Saraki
Buhari.
So now, even you can just assume that president has said this thing will go at this point. So now that that's the case, once it is passed, no problem. The Constitution allows where there is a legal question is the problem of the president suspending the governor and his vice.
But I'm thinking about it. Since the president have the right to invoke state of emergency and then the Senate will approve it. Why are we here? Why are we discussing? I think there's no legal whatever. We can see records of violence, evidence of violence. The president declared state of emergency and we are expecting the Senate to approve. Why are we not here discussing a legal line being crossed?
The legal line being crossed was that during the president's proclamation, he proclaimed that the sitting governor of Rivers State, Governor Fubara, and his vice. Ngozi, they are going to be suspended for 6 months. And now this raises the question of, does the president have the right to do that?
Under state of emergency, I don't think he doesn't have the right to do that.
That's the problem. The Constitution provides ways to remove an elected official.
Okay.
Section 188 of the Constitution explains how to remove a sitting governor.
Okay.
These are direct stuffs. None includes being removed by the president.
But under state of emergency, I think the president is in charge. In fact, to me, I think the state of emergency is an automatic suspension of whoever the governor is or the Senate is or whatever.
No, I understand that. Automatic, like you said, automatic suspension. Like, no, they are no longer in power.
Exactly.
But, which is why him suspending them was not necessary. So,
what you are saying is that the president going further to declare it as an active executive order is an overreaching.
Exactly. A federal executive overreach because he does not have the power to remove a sitting governor.
But he has the power to invoke state of emergency. Which automatically remove them.
We know that when state of emergency occurs, the governor is no longer in charge. The federal government is now in charge with the administrator they assign. That should be enough. We have had several instances where state of emergencies were declared by former president Goodluck Jonathan. There was no suspension of governors. And we have had instances where governors were suspended.
I was about to mention that.
Ayofáyọsé was suspended in 2006. In 2004, Joshua Dariye was suspended by Olusegun Obasanjo.
Okay.
So this has been the case in the past.
Okay.
The thing is that it is not the president has done it. It is done. That's just the fact.
Okay.
Once it's passed by, it is done.
It is done.
They are removed.
What I will argue is that there's a state of emergency here. And of course, a state of emergency is a blank canvas for let the president take over. Let the president even give an administrator that will take over. So why is the president not having the rights? Especially we knowing that the governor, the city governor, is the cause of the problem in the state. Why is the president not having the right to actually do the suspension? Because if we say there's an automatic suspension, which we already know by definition of state of emergency, maybe there's a going further to actually remove him and detach him from the use of governmental resources actively. And I think that is part of the template of a state of emergency.
And the fact that even there are some privileges that comes with being the sitting governor.
Exactly. Because even in Borno, I remember when there was a state of emergency, the governor was joining the joint task force and
everything.
So maybe the president went further to say, this is the case. In this situation, this is what this state of emergency we are around for us to solve the situation. Because that's the point of state of emergency, is for you to have, be able to solve whatever chaos that is going on. It's about crisis management. And there's no complete template for how crisis can showcase.
The problem with that now is that we now be going in circles. In the circles of, so when there's a state of emergency, is the constitution suspended?
Obviously not.
If the constitution is not suspended, if we believe that the constitution is still supreme, that means everything that has to do with suspending a governor, even during state of emergency, has to go through the way the constitution provided for it.
Would that not be a bottleneck in order to handle the crisis?
That's why we are in a democracy. If not, we would not even be in a democracy at all. If we are too worried about bottlenecks,
would that not be undermining the essence of state of emergency?
It does not necessarily undermine that. Because it's just like saying that, because the state of emergency, because the constitution provides that it can only be 6 months. But this thing looks like it's warrants more than 6 months. And then if we go through the house and the everything after 6 months, we might not get through. And then we see that this is necessary. We are still in this state of emergency. And then the president just decides that, no, I'm doing it automatically. I'm not going to follow the constitution because it is necessary. I'll just start becoming a dictator or whatever.
Okay.
This can't work.
So now we have to agree that this constitution is supreme, even under a state of emergency.
Even during state of emergency.
So, and as such, the state of emergency in and of itself has automatically even suspended the governor.
The governor is not in charge.
He's not in charge
anymore.
So if anything, what can the president do, knowing that the governor, the sitting governor and its emirs are the source of our problem?
What I think we really need to do, is to really update our law. I heard about a law that has been passed. I have not been able to confirm. I'll be very honest. That has been passed, but that requires the president's
ascension of the president.
2018, that we allow the president to be able to suspend a governor. I think it's during this kind of instances and stuff. So if such is passed, I think these things we wouldn't need to argue. Because
if the governor is the active problem, then a state of emergency will be as useless as anything if the sitting governor is still attached to the power. You know?
If he still has immunity and is committing crimes
and
brought to justice because of his immunity.
Because if we have immunity, let's not forget that. But active suspension on the governor will deny him such immunity.
Yeah,
do you get the point?
I get that. So I understand those kind of stuff, which I feel like is the laws that we need to update. We should just agree that in that situation, those people, whatever wants to be done to them should be done. And the president is going to the Federal Executive Council will be the new leadership of that state. I feel like that should be more should be described, more should be explained, more powers should be given in such instances than we have currently, so that there won't be this kind of overreaching. So, because the president can go too far.
Of course, we're already saying that the declaration and the suspension of the governor and whatever is like flexing of muscle from the president.
Unconstitutional.
Yeah, and it's clearly unconstitutional. There's no way in the constitution
every case that has been brought forward to the Supreme Court that regards removal of a person in public office, it has always been declared unconstitutional to remove them in a way that is against the section 188.
But you don't forget that under what's your state of emergency, we have record of removing governor and
there are no cases in court. There were no decisions on them in the court.
In the court, all of them were not challenged.
They were not decided on in the court. So that's why I'm not saying that those cases necessary, but I'm just saying that generally every situation where a person was removed in a way that is against the constitution, the courts has always decided that no, it is unconstitutional.
So now you have it. You have seen all the angles. You can continue the conversation in the comment. Do you think what the president did is constitutional? Is it allowed? Is it the fact that the state of emergency is a blank canvas give such rights for the president to say you have been suspended and removed from office? Whatever your opinion is, let's air them in the comment section. You can see how well I'm sweating on this subject. You can see how much I'm really interested in this topic. I'm hoping that the Senate go ahead and approve this and we have peace in Rivers State. Who is at fault here? Is it our Minister of FCT? Is it the presidency or is Fubara? Let me have all this opinion in the comment section and we'll see you in the next episode.